What's up, everybody? Dynasty Heisman here, and in today's video, we are going to recap the toughest stadiums rankings shown in the gameplay deep dive and give our opinion on them. So, starting out as Georgia, we can see right here that they are the third toughest stadium. Now, I followed college football most of my life. I've never heard people talk about Georgia as a overly difficult place to play. I even checked a few lists from the past couple years. No one had Georgia in their top 10, but I mean, good on EA, I guess. I just think a lot of people are going to disagree with that one. Next is Alabama, who we can see in the top right corner here, came in at number 5. Now, Bama was up there on a few lists I saw. The Tide, obviously, they've been really good for what seems like forever now. They always have a great atmosphere at Bryant-Denny, so this is really no surprise. I mean, you could maybe even argue they deserve to be a little higher. Keeping it moving, we have Michigan coming in at number 16, and I'll be honest, this might be too high. I actually saw a list, I think it was 24/7. They had Michigan in the top 5, which is just wild. Look, I'm a Michigan fan. I live near Ann Arbor. Yes, when filled to capacity with 110,000 people there, it can get loud. Like, of course, you have a ton of people there. But that rarely happens. And I would not consider Michigan a tough place to play necessarily. Again, this is even coming from a Michigan fan. Certain games, certain times, night games, sure, it can get a little crazy there, but like for the most part, it's pretty tame and kind of dull. So I actually think 16 is kind of high. Coming in at number 2, their Big Ten rival Penn State, and I can believe it. Night games at Penn State are a nightmare for the away teams. I've seen it with my own team, as I just talked about. Usually every other year when Michigan goes there. I'm really gonna love to see these West Coast teams, USC, Oregon, Washington, go in there at night and try to win, especially maybe in like November. Especially during a whiteout, that fan base gets pretty crazy. That stadium gets really loud. Them being number 2, I mean, I'm sure maybe we could argue some SEC teams above them, but being in the top 5 for sure for Penn State is accurate. So that's all we saw in the deep dive trailer. I think you could see Texas mentioned as like number 20 in one part, but I mean, who cares? It would be wise to expect LSU to be number 1. I mean, it's called Death Valley for a reason. I would imagine Tennessee and Florida will also be in the top 10, as those are 2 incredibly difficult places to play. Oregon is another place that gets really loud. They actually designed a stadium to help keep the noise in it. So that's like an underrated place that doesn't get brought up too often. And finally, I would imagine Ohio State has to be up in or near the top 10 as well. I've been there actually for a home game against Michigan, and it's a mob scene when they're beating up on that team up north, which hasn't happened in 3 years. So that's it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. How accurate was EA, or where do you think your favorite team will be? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.